Hey guys, and welcome back to Regretsit, Brexit Britain, a country where some of the people are so stupid they say stuff like, I don't care if it makes me poorer, I just want Brexit. Also, guys, welcome back to By Any Means Necessary. Thank you so much for all your messages to me, and a special thanks here to everyone who signed up to my channel. I feel so blessed with so much people that have signed up, so thank you so much for that. I'll go through all the messages, I'll answer as many as I can, but I will like all the messages for definite. So, unfortunately for Boris Johnson, yeah, this story just will not end. Right? Party season at number 10 or number 9 or number 11 just will not end. Right? It just keeps on going and going and going. Right? While I was doing my video last night, Allegra Stratton, right, the woman who's named after. How are you going to go and name your daughter after Vauxhall Allegro? Whatever happened to Porsche or Ferrari, right, or Lambo, even Cortina? Do you know what I mean? Well, you know now, yeah. If your name is Morris, you was named after the miner. Right. So Allegra Stratton last night, yeah, with her upper class tears on the telly, right, coming outside her house, right, just welling up, right, that talking about how she's offered her resignation. Do you know what I mean? You think to yourself, seriously? Do you know what I mean? And the thing is, she's apparently, I don't think she was at the party. Right? So all the party goers at the moment, do you know what I mean, are still good. At the moment, they're still there. Do you know what I mean? Right? And she's just had to come out last night with her, with her apology while crying, right, in front of the world media. I mean, you think to yourself, oh yeah, whatever. Do you know what I mean? Because as I said, yeah, these people, right? These people are born to rule. I don't understand why people put them to rule over us. I don't understand how people can look at these people, especially these kind of Tories, can look at them and think, but you know what? It's all because these people. I just want Brexit. That's what I want. I want Brexit. Do you know what I mean? And look where Brexit's got them. And you know what really gets me, right, is that you still got people who are phoning the radio and they're saying, and they're speaking about Brexit as if it's going well, as if it could have ever went well, as if it will ever go well. Do you know what I mean? And you think to yourself, that right there is some level of racism right there, because these people, right, I'm telling you, up till now, some of them, they don't feel any shame. There's a lot of them who do, because a lot of I've heard a lot of people say, you know what, that was a major mistake, and I just, I wish we could get back into the EU. Right? There's a lot of people. There's a lot of people who voted for Brexit who are saying that, and they're the ones who just who may well have believed in the whole sovereignty thing. They may well have believed in all that nonsense. Do you know what I mean? But it just goes to show that they didn't actually understand the workings of the EU itself and how it works. Do you know what I mean? When you've got people telling you, it's okay, right? We will still be exactly the same that we was before, right? We can have our cake and eat it, right? When you've got people telling you these things, right, and telling you, yeah, that the EU need us more than we need them, right, and they're constantly telling you this, right, and then you've got other people saying to you, no, things don't work like that, right? All that what they're saying to you, they're lying to you, and say no. Right. And then you've got people like Farage who would just say, "Oh no, that's absolute nonsense. This is what I'm talking about. The nonsense pledged by these Remainers." Right. And this is the thing, and he was on prime time all the time, just lying to people about the whole thing. Do you know what I mean? Just look at our fishermen. How much of them have gone bankrupt, right? Or look at the farmers. How much of them have gone bankrupt? All these guys, they're going bankrupt, right? And it's all down to Brexit because of and a lot of them voted for it as well, right? Anyway, right. So as I'm saying, this story will not go off the front pages for Boris Johnson at all, right? Everybody is talking about, even his MPs, right, are talking about, you know what, yeah, it's time for this man to go. right? Because it's just been one thing after another, one thing after another, one thing after another. Because this week, right, for the Tories was actually supposed to be crime week. They were supposed to be using crime, right, to throw your mind off of other things. But obviously, they wasn't expecting this to come back and bite their ass back a year later, and they're trying to handle it like that. So, oh well, this is a year ago, man. Who cares about this? But no, actually, we do care. Right? We do actually care about this, right? Because you know what? It's just come out now. If it had come out a year ago, right? If it had come out at the time when you was doing it, right? Then I don't even think he probably would have been out. He probably would have been out of here by now, right? But it's come out now, right? And he wants to just, but no, these guys, they're playing politics. All of them, they're all playing politics. No one's playing politics. Right? Apart from Boris Johnson. Boris Johnson playing politics all the time by telling people they're playing politics. And the thing is, right, his supporters will look, actually, yeah. Because, just unbelievable that you've still got people who are prepared to phone the radio and stand up for Boris Johnson over this. Do you know what I mean? Because look, last night, yeah, he's come out with this. He's come out with the thing last night to say, well, we've gone over to Plan B now, all right, which means that you now need to work from home. I'm going to work from home myself, right? Because I've got a lot of carpentry work to do at home. I'm going to pay myself to do that, right? So he said, yeah, said you can work. He said you must work from home. All of the tech, his own MPs are saying, are you trying to use that for distraction over the whole party thing? Is that what you're trying to do here? Right? Is that what you're doing? Just trying to get so it's that on the front pages. I mean, yesterday on the front pages of the Sun yesterday, yeah, they had something about the heads of the energy companies. Do you know what I mean? You think to yourself, really? So everybody else, right, is going with the stories about the parties in Downing Street, and you're going something about the energy bosses. Really? That's because people from the Sun was at the party. Right? They said, we come to party. Some people from the Sun was obviously there. That's the reason why the Sun didn't run. Do you know what I mean? They said, it might have been somewhere on the back pages in the Sun, but it certainly wasn't on the front pages. Do you know what I mean? Right? So so now, right, they're saying, his MPs are saying, like, well, are you doing that for a distraction technique? Right? Is that why you've come over with these new COVID rules? Because basically you're saying, well, work from home, but you can go to a work party. What? So, hold on. So, you want people to work from home, but they can go to a works party, right, where people are much more let themselves go, and there's shouting and singing and dancing and a nice environment for COVID to spread, rather than when they're at work 9 to 5 and they and they're more thinking about they might wear masks in the office, indoors and those type of things, but you want them to go and socialise together but not work together. I wonder if anyone's actually thought this through. Right? Was anyone there to think to himself, well, can you not see a bit of a problem with you can go and party together but not work together, work from home, but don't party at home, party at work? That's good. That's good. That's good. That's good. Right? Work from home, right? But party at work. that's, that's what he's saying. Anyway, right, I don't know if you see the Javster, right? Because Savage Javid, right? Or as we like to say, Zippy, right? Was yesterday was supposed to be. Don't you think he speaks a bit like Kermit as well? He was yesterday. Yeah, he was supposed to be out doing the media about the vaccine and all that. Do you know what I mean? But like, Savage Javid just couldn't go and expose himself like that. Do you know what I mean? Because he knew, right, that all they would be doing was asking him about parties in Downing Street, and his vaccine message would have never come across. Could have never got it across yesterday. Do you know what I mean? That would have been that, right? You know, not one Tory MP, right, or minister went anywhere near the media yesterday. They just all stayed away. They all stayed away. The only one they could get out was big forehead Matt Hancock to talk about something. I mean, and even he was just like, even he was all over the place with it as well. Do you know what I mean? Right? So Savage Javid, he might be going out today, but obviously, you know, Boris has done what he's done now. So, you know, Savage Javid's announcement might not go down in the way that he needed it to go down yesterday morning. Do you know what I mean? So, you know, unfortunately for him, it's a day late now. Right? Now let's speak about some Brexit, because I don't know if you realise, yeah, but the US have overtaken, right, Europe, right, because Brexit has liberated the city of London. See? Because this is something, right, that this is never going to get back, because I mean the knock-on effects of Brexit, yeah, all over Europe, right, is not, it has not been good. Do you know what I mean? So that's the financial services. Do you know what I mean? And a lot of the financial services from London obviously has gone over to the US. Do you know what I mean? Which is obviously another reason why Donald Trump would have encouraged us to leave, because obviously, you know, they would have been, you know, they would have been aware of, you know, of the benefits for them. Do you know what I mean? You know, so they know that, you know, a lot of our financial services, because you know a lot of those financial services would have been American companies. Do you know what I mean? So a lot of them would have just said, you know what, we might as well just go to the US and just do that. We can just easily do it from there as we can from here now. Do you know what I mean? And you know, they might not have you know, in them, you know, because with those particular things, it's not really like they need to go into, you know, they don't really need to go into the EU, into Europe to go on. Do you know what I mean? So they can literally, because most of these guys, they can do their work on a computer, and you can have that computer anywhere in the world. Do you know what I mean? But for us, fortunately, that computer was there. Those computers used to be in Britain before, but they're no longer here. Do you know what I mean? So as I said, you know, the US, right, have just overtaken Europe. It's not just Britain; they've overtaken Europe, because you know the finance. Remember that, you know, Britain was the financial, especially London, was the financial heart of the EU. Do you know what I mean? And that is, you know, these are things that this country can never ever get back. So I'm saying, so I don't think these Brexiters actually understand, right, what the damage, what Boris Johnson has actually done. You know, if they, you know, because they can't see it yet. I mean, they can just, you know, they can see some empty shelves. They know about, you know, we had some petrol shortages and all these type of things. Do you know what I mean? But a lot of these things, they don't really matter to, especially to your hardcore racist Brexiter. These things don't really matter. Do you know what I mean? Because when you hear people actually say, well, I don't care if it makes me poorer, I just want Brexit. When you hear people say stuff like that, right, you know that there's nothing that this country can go to, how low it can go, right? You know, it can, you know, it can be, you know, it can be halfway into the actual channel itself, right? And these people will be like, oh no, let's keep tipping, because I want Brexit. So just keep tipping until we're fully submerged, right? And we all drown, right? Because that is actually who these people are. Do you know what I mean? They actually don't care. And, you know, and unfortunately, the people that they took along with them, right? The people who actually may have believed in the whole sovereignty shit. Do you know what I mean? You know, do you know what I mean? Who, you know, I don't know why they believed in something like that. You know, but you know, those people, right? I don't know. They must be kicking themselves now, because when they see the destruction, right, of this country, and how it's been taken to pieces, right, absolute pieces. Do you know what I mean? And you know, the thing is, you could have only had an idiot in charge to do something like this, because no prime minister who had any sense, right, would have looked and said, well, hold on a minute. You know, you'd have looked and said, why do you think David Cameron just said, you know what? I'm out of here, right? Because David Cameron knew that he couldn't put something through, right, that was going to be beneficial to this country. All of them knew, they all knew, right, how devastating this was going to be. Do you know what I mean? But Boris Johnson, just because of his want of power, right? And then, to get a load of people around him, right, who have got ulterior motives. Right? Because none of them have got the same motive as Boris Johnson. Boris Johnson probably believed that he could have his cake and eat it. Because remember, you've got to understand with Boris Johnson, in his own personal life, he's been able to get away with these type of things his whole life. Right? That doesn't mean that he can make the country get away with it. Do you know what I mean? Because it's like it's a bit like this, right? It's a bit like Rupert Murdoch, right, goes to the White House, or he goes to Downing Street, right, and they put the red carpet out for him, right. The red carpet, right, is out for Rupert Murdoch from it'd be from the airport right through to Downing Street or right through to the White House. That's how long the red carpet extends for. He goes into the EU and everyone ignores him because he's got no power in there, right? So this is the thing. Do you know what I mean? So this is what these people don't really understand. Do you know what I mean? Right? They don't understand the damage what they have done to this country. They have no clue. Do you know what I mean? They are not educated enough. That's the problem. They're not educated enough to understand the real damage, because we've now been permanently shut out of Horizon, right? Because the EU don't trust our government, so they just say you're shut out. That's it. You're done. You're out. Do you know what I mean? And that Horizon is the world's most important, right, science program, and medical research, science and medical research. Do you know what I mean? And we're shut out of it, right? In the same, and you think to yourself, well, how can they do that? We've got sovereignty. No, doesn't work like that. Now that we're a third country, right, we are at the mercy of whatever these guys say. When the French say to us, "You're not coming to a meeting," right, I'm embarrassed by that. But your hardcore Brexiters, they're not embarrassed by that, because they don't. I don't know why, but for me, that's really embarrassing. Right, and that should have that alone should shake you up. And then obviously things like the Horizon should really shake you up to say, well, oh my God, what the fuck have we done to this country? But it doesn't. It doesn't shake them up. They're still proud about what they've done. They're proud that they've taken away, right, the future of so many young people in this country. They're proud of it. They're proud of the fact. Proud of it. Do you know what I mean? If you look at Northern Ireland now, right? Northern Ireland, the violence has spurned by Brexit, right? And it's a clear and present danger. So say experts. Do you know what I mean? Because you have people in charge who had no clue what they was doing, right? And now, right? Because Northern Ireland is a powder cake. Do you know what I mean? It's an absolute powder cake. Right, well, we're just lucky that the IRA haven't decided, to reform. But the IRA, as I said before, I'm sure I've said this before. The IRA, right, are quite happy with how things are going, because they can just see a reunifying of Ireland, and that's what they've always wanted. Do you know what I mean? So now it's the unionists, right? The unionists are the people, right? But fortunately for us. Right, they don't come and start bombing in the UK. They just do all their shit. They just do all their shit in Northern Ireland. Do you know what I mean? Right, but so I don't really think that the IRA is gonna reform. The IRA is always there. Do you know what I mean? These guys are always there. Do you know what I mean? Because the IRA are an army. They're an underground army, and they're always there. Do you know what I mean? So it's not like they have. It's not like they've completely gone. They're there. They're there still. But this is not. But this is the IRA. This is not their fight. Do you know what I mean? This right now, it's not their fight. Do you know what I mean? It's gone. For them, it's gone rather well for them, because they, as I said, they know that this is going to reunify Ireland. So but that's the Brexiters. A lot of them had built that in, right, to their support for Brexit. They knew that was going to happen, and they was prepared to do that. Because the majority of them do not understand how politics works. right? They don't understand the EU. They never understood it. Do you know what I mean? That's the reason why, right? Britain is now a world's laughing stock. People laughing at this country. People taking liberties with this country. The people think that we're a bunch of idiots, a bunch of clowns, right? We are, as Macron said, right? Boris Johnson is a clown running a circus, and we are the audience. Anyway, guys, this is By Any Means Necessary. I'm the MC John Ribbs. It was really nice to speak to you guys. Comments below.